Good evening, I'm Simon Vauxhall in for Donna Bush with your CIGTV News Brief and weather forecast. Thanks for joining us. Education Minister Honourable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly led a number of her cabinet and colleagues on a tour of the new John Gray High School building site. Project Manager Steve Gaffing of McAlpine Limited led the group, which included Finance Minister Roy McTaggart, Health Minister Dwayne Seymour, Financial Services and Home Affairs Minister Tara Rivers, and Parliamentary Secretary Barbara Connolly. The group got to see the work that has been going on to renovate and refurbish the existing buildings, something that is expected to be complete ahead of the new school year. Highlights included purpose-built areas for dance, the steel pan, and other performing arts, including a hall with retractable seating. VIPs visited the site of the main administrative area and health centre, cafeteria and library. They also heard from Mr. Gaffing about the various benefits offered by the new home economics and technical classrooms, as well as other specialized areas. The visiting ministers were impressed by the progress made at the site.
But two things really stood out for me. One, I should say it's a little bit more too, but I mean, the first thing that really impressed me was the overall size of the expansion and rebuilding and repurposing of the John Gray High School, that it is going to be far more spacious and accommodating to the students. I was really impressed with the fact how much thought and effort had gone into the designing of the classrooms and the open spaces, particularly with input from both the students and the teachers who've had a hand in helping to design their own classrooms and teaching facilities. And so I was really impressed with that. I'm impressed as well with the progress that they have made thus far. They assured us, McAlpine, the contractor, assured us that they were on budget and on time in terms of delivering the first phase of the new John Gray High School for August this year, with the second phase to come online a year later in 2022. So overall, a very good morning for me, just to understand and see firsthand what is actually taking place and what it is we are getting for the money that we are spending.
Obviously, it's a massive expansion going on there at John Gray High School, and I'm so proud of the progress that they've made. That building, there was a lot of thought went into that, a lot of vision. I was glad that we had the actual principal on the tour with us, and the engineers and planners could explain exactly what the purposes were for each building that was being built. There's a lot of technology. There's a lot of programs that our children would be so excited about. I can only say that I wish that I had one of those schools when I was younger, and I definitely would send my children to that school.
The Health Services Authority has published an expanded vaccination schedule. Beginning Friday, May 5th, all persons in the Cayman Islands will be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine clinic is located at the Owen Roberts International Airport and is open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. While those in Stage 3 will need to follow the letter-day system, anyone in Stage 1 or Stage 2 may come at any time. Updated information and details of the vaccine stages is always available from hsa.ky. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee comments on the news.
It's really great that we've now opened up the vaccination program to Stage 3. So as you'll see from the Health Service Authority, the hsa.ky website, as from Friday, the 5th of March, Stages 1, 2 and 3 are open for people to become vaccinated, which means that anybody who's legally and ordinarily resident can come forward. This also means that you don't need to bring any evidence of a particular illness that you may be suffering from. You can just come forward and have the vaccination, although you still will need to provide evidence of your status as being legally and ordinarily resident. In terms of that would be a passport demonstrating a work permit or other permit, or your Caymanian status. That would be a driver's license or your passport or other similar document to evidence that you are legally landed if you're a visitor or your have a legal right to stay in Cayman for a minimum of 6 months.
Government recognized the achievements of staff members from the Deputy of Public Safety Communications at a special ceremony on Wednesday, March 3rd. Several team members took home honors for their outstanding achievements. Shanique Randall was awarded Telecommunicator of the Year. Jason Weeks received the award for Team Leader of the Year. Dispatcher of the Year went to Camelia Ebanks. Apollonia Levia was recognized with the Critical Incident Award for the calm and controlled manner in which she managed the extraordinary dispatch following the January 2020 earthquake. The award for excellence in leadership went to Chelsea Blake. Alan Morgan received the Outstanding Competence and Commitment Award, and the award for significant commitment to training and development went to Trevor James. The event highlighted the agency's major successes over the last 12 months, in addition to providing support to the community and first response colleagues in a number of agencies during the COVID-19 pandemic. The department played a key role in the working group responsible for the development and implementation of the phased border reopening program. Attending the event was Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, Minister for Home Affairs Tara Rivers, and the Director of DPSC, Mr. Julian Lewis. Chief Fire Officer Paul Walker and Prison Director Stephen Barrett were also in attendance in recognition of the close partnerships between their agencies and the DPSC. Turning to the weather, the synopsis calls for isolated showers over the Cayman Islands tonight as a cold front moves across the Northwest Caribbean Sea. Radar images show no showers around the Cayman area. This evening, there will be partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of late-night showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 70s. Winds will be northwesterly at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Remember, the Weather Service app, CINWS, can be downloaded, or you can go to their website, weather.gov.ky, for the latest weather forecast. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Simon Vauxhall, inviting you to join us here again tomorrow. Have a good night.
Join Donna Bush weekdays at 6 p.m. for the CIG TV News Update. Get the latest on what's happening in government on a daily basis. News Update first at 6 p.m.
The Esterly-Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.